Hey beauty babes, welcome to my channel. I'm Maria, aka Agape Love Girl. Thank you so much for joining me today. Today I'm back with a rewind video. And before we get much further into this, I have to address something. So this series that I do on my channel is, I used to call Beauty Rewind. I still very much so love that name, but I cannot call it that anymore. Apparently there is a company in Canada, I think, that has, that their name is Beauty Rewind. I had no idea. And they emailed me with like a cease and desist of using the word, the term, the phrase Beauty Rewind because it is copyrighted, and I'm not allowed to use it. So I had no choice but to change everything that I had with that, which really sucks because I love that name. And I guess I should have just done my research a little bit more. I did do like a search on YouTube to make sure that no one had already taken that name. I didn't see it. I should have done like a Google search, and I didn't think to do that. So that's my bad. I am really sad about that because I like that. So for right now, all my videos in this series I have changed to Makeup Rewind, but I don't love the way that sounds. And also the reason why I didn't choose Makeup Rewind in the first place is because the products that I share in this video is not just makeup, it's like beauty, like, so anything beauty related. It could be skincare, it could be like beauty devices, it could be makeup as well, but I felt like beauty was a little bit more all-encompassing, whereas makeup is a lot more limiting. So I don't really like the name Makeup Rewind. I'm not sure what I'm going to call this series now, so I don't know. So if you guys have any suggestions, feel free to let me know. I still like the idea of it being a rewind because let me just for a second, if you are new here or if you're not familiar with this series, what I used to call Beauty Rewind is where I look back. It's a little rewind back, taking a look back at all the new products I tried out for the previous month and give you guys my kind of updated thoughts and or reviews on them after having tried them for the month, or at least more than just a one-time thing. So anyways, I need a new name. I like the idea of keeping rewind in it, but I guess I don't have to stick to that. I also asked them, like, well, am I allowed to like say Beauty Rewind but like write it differently, like, you know, BEAUTIE or something? Like, no, this is like nothing. They were just really like, no, you cannot use them. They weren't like nice seeing, you know, which is fine. They have to be professional. I mean, I don't know. So yeah, I'm not sure. This is just my rewind video. Not sure what I'm going to call it. Feel free to help if you have any suggestions. Okay, with that, let's go ahead and get into some products. Oh, also, real quick, before I do get into some products, I hardly ever remember to do this. I usually always put it in my description box, though. If you like these type of videos where it's a bunch of kind of reviews of products in one video, there are other people who do videos like this. People that I know and that I watch are Samantha March. I think she has like a makeup monthly that she does. And then my friend Lauren Delafera has her beauty report. So I will have them linked. Also, Katie Marie usually does a video like this too. She had taken a break from YouTube, but she is now back, so I would assume she would still be doing these videos. I don't know for sure, but I'll have all those girls linked in the description box so you guys can check out more videos like this if you like this type of video. Alright, so with that being said, let's go ahead and get into it. So the first item I want to mention is actually a beauty device. So it's not makeup, and you might laugh when I call it a beauty device, but yeah, that's what I'm calling it. So it is this. This is the Kari, I'm not quite sure, Kari Pro ultrasonic toothbrush from Smile Brilliant. This is something that I did receive for free for review. I have been using it for the past 3 weeks now, so almost a full month, and I really love this. I wanted to be sure to mention this first just because I do have my review up already on my blog, and there is a giveaway there, so you can have a chance to win this. And if not, but you're interested in looking into an electric toothbrush, they did give me a discount code for 20% off. I'll put that code on the screen as well as in the description box, and I will you know, have all the information for the giveaway in my blog post and things like that if you were interested to hear more of my thoughts. I'll just kind of recap the blog post just so you guys, you know, if you don't want to read, but I'm a little bit of a weirdo when it comes to like oral mouth care. and it's basically like to a fault. I just don't like the feeling of a very like dirty mouth or not fresh breath and like yucky feeling teeth. So I often brush too much, too hard, like too aggressively, and it has caused issues with my gum line. So I do have receding gums, which I have had to, I mean, you can't really fix it, but the dentists have added something to, like when you get a filling, but the tooth colored one, they would do that to fix the gap of my receding gum lines, which, you know, can add up and stuff like that. So anyways, I've had to really learn how to kick my bad brushing habits, but because they are bad habits, it's really hard for me to stop them. So brushing too much and brushing too aggressively, it is something that is a bad habit that I've had for a very, very long time that I've tried to kick. And so that's why I love this so much, because it's so gentle yet gives such an amazing clean. I never really thought about using electric toothbrushes because I thought that I don't know why I thought this, but I thought they would be really aggressive already because I'm already so aggressive. I didn't want something that was already like aggressive and then I was going crazy with it. I'm just ridiculous like that. But this one is actually really amazing. I'm so glad I gave it a shot. It has 5 different modes that you can change it to, including a sensitive mode and then 2 modes to help with gum care and things like that. And it gives such an effective clean, but it's very gentle, and it basically does the work for me, so I don't have to be aggressive. So I don't have to like, oh, be crazy on my teeth. I basically just let it do the work for it, and I just move it to the different areas and sections of my teeth. So it's been really, really great to help me kick my bad brushing habits. And what's even like my favorite thing about it is that this is made to work for 2 minutes. So you are brushing for exactly 2 minutes, no more, no less. So no more over brushing, which is not good for your teeth, like believe me, I know. And even better, it like goes in 30-second increments. So basically it'll go for 30 seconds, so you know you can brush along, you know, the upper right side of your teeth for the 30 seconds. Then it'll kind of stop and start again, like just like a quick stop and then go back again. So then you can switch to like, you know, the bottom right side, and then it'll stop and start again at the next 30 seconds. Then you can do the left bottom side, the, you know, left upper side, or however you want to do it. Basically it does it so you can do 4 sections of your mouth in 2 minutes to make sure you're getting an even effective clean. And so that has been really, really impressive to me. And I know it seems like a weird thing to like include in a beauty whatever, but I do find this to be like a beauty product and something that I am really excited to have tried, and I really, really like it. It has made me feel a lot more confident in my like oral health care, in my breath, in just the cleanliness of my teeth, and also making sure that I'm not over brushing and, you know, damaging my teeth and damaging my gums. So I know this all sounds super sponsored. This is not sponsored. I was sent this for free, like I already said, but I'm really excited about it. Who knew I would be so excited about like an electric toothbrush? I guess we shouldn't be surprised because I have gotten really excited about toothpaste here on my channel before. I'm just kind of a weird nerd about oral care. That's something I don't always talk about, but yeah, there it is for you guys. Definitely recommend this, especially if, I mean, even if you don't, but especially if you have bad brushing habits, this thing is amazing to help you kick that and get your most healthiest, most beautiful smile. The next item is, again, not necessarily a makeup or even a beauty product, but I guess you could call it a fashion product, and it is this wig that I recently received to try out. And I did do a first impressions like unboxing and try on of this wig. If you haven't seen that, I will link it. It was just a really quick video testing this out. Now I am very, very new to wigs, but I have been very curious about them, and so I was really, really excited to receive this. This is from the brand Donna Love Hair. They did give me a discount code. I think it's an affiliate code, so I think I would make a commission on this if you guys use it, as well as with the toothbrush. I'm sorry I forgot to mention that. Anyways, I really, really like it. I think it's so much fun. You guys probably going to see me wearing it more often here on my channel, and I think it's such a good quality wig for being synthetic. Like, I was really surprised, and I talk more about this in my videos so you guys can hear it there, but I was really surprised by how nice the quality felt for it being synthetic hair. I always thought that synthetic wigs, because I've only ever really tried really cheap ones, or one really cheap one before, are just yucky, gross, tangly, feel weird, and don't feel nice. This one is so soft, feels so nice, and I really like it. So I figured I'd just make a quick mention here, but you can hear a lot more about it in that video that I mentioned earlier. Alright guys, this is going to be a chatty video. Let me just warn you right now. If you are new here, hi, my name is Maria. I like glitter and I talk a lot. And this is one of those videos where I talk a lot. I wanted to say something. I think that if I do my scheduling correctly, that this video is actually should be going up on my birthday. So today, if you're watching this the day this uploads, I'm pretty sure, I'm gonna check my calendar. I mean, I know when my birthday is, but when I'm going to upload this, at least when I planned to upload this, it should be Thursday the 8th, which is my birthday. So today's my birthday. So yeah, I had to do a little shameless self-promotion of my birthday. Today I am 35. Also, I wanted to mention really quickly that if you like this makeup look, I'm so obsessed with it right now. Oh my gosh, it's very different for me, obviously, but I love the way it looks and I feel so just, oof, I feel fierce and beautiful and like a lioness, which I am because I'm a Leo. So anyways, if you like this look, I used the new Juvia's Place palette, the Queen palette, the Fumi times Juvia's Place palette. That video I'm planning to put up before this, so it should already be live, and if you have not seen it, I will link it in the eye. Definitely go watch it. I do a first impressions as well as this tutorial. I love it, so definitely check that out. Alright, so now let's move on to the next product, which is the IT Cosmetics Your Skin But Better Primer Plus. Okay, so this is something that I tried for the first time in June, so June, July, August. So yeah, all this stuff is stuff I tried in July. God, I cannot think. Okay, but I only had tried it the one time in June, so I made it a mission to use it all of last month of July. And I filmed my face up close so you guys can see. I believe it was on the 3rd that I filmed my face close up, and then today is when I filmed my after of my skin close up, because the thing is, this is supposed to be a pore refiner. It says that, okay, it wasn't on the bottle, so I had to find it online, but it says, with continued use, this skin transforming primer also works to refine the look of pores. So I really wanted to put that to the test. Now, I don't know how well this actually worked, and I don't know what the time frame on that is, because it doesn't say like in 2 weeks it'll do this. It just says with continued use. So I really don't know what that looks like. I'm gonna have to compare the footage before and after. I'm gonna put it on the screen here for you guys to see, and I'll do like a little voiceover later. But my thoughts as far as the pore refining, I won't know until we do the footage, which I will insert in just a minute. But first I want to talk about, aside from the pore refining claim, my thoughts on this primer after using it for pretty much the entire month of July. I will say that I do really like it. Now let me just tell you, it says on here it's a makeup gripping base, it's a pore refiner and a hydrator with all-day grip technology. Now I feel like a broken record because I repeated myself so many times last month about this, that I did do a first impressions and wear test video on this primer. So if you haven't seen that, you guys can check it out and see it in action. But since using it the last month, I will say that I do really like it. I like the texture of it. It's not that silicone-y, like really gross feeling kind of primer that I do not like. But it does have a little bit of a slip to it, but it's not uncomfortable at all. Once you put it on your skin, it blends right into the skin, it melts around the skin. You don't feel it, it's not heavy. It feels nice. I do feel like it makes my skin look nice with foundations on top of it. Like for example, if you have not seen my full face of hard candy makeup video, I will link that. Check it out. But I had to use this primer with that foundation because on its own, or with the hard candy primer, my skin looked terrible. But when I used this primer and then that foundation over top, my skin looked amazing. So I feel like it definitely has the ability to make foundations lay down on your skin and look a lot better. So that is a plus in my book. I feel like it is doing something good, and I have really enjoyed using it. I like that it's a hydrating primer. I like that it's supposed to help your makeup last longer. Just, I don't know if I feel like it's really making it last longer than it would otherwise. I mean, I could kind of get that feeling when I used it with the hard candy foundation that doesn't really last well at all on its own. So I mean, I feel like it does do something, but I really am curious more so about the pore refining claim, and if that is there's any truth to that, and I feel like that would make it more worth it. But as far as like, do I feel like I would recommend this? I don't know. I like it. I think it's nice. I'm glad I've gotten it to try it, and it's in my makeup basket again this month because I do enjoy using it and I will continue using it. And maybe my thoughts on it will change for a more like certain opinion once I use it up or use it for another month. But right now I just feel like it's good, but it's not anything that I'm like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. I could definitely see what it's doing. Like, you know what I mean? Like, so I'm having a hard time still really deciding my official thoughts on it. I think it's a great primer. I'm glad to be using it, but can I say like for certain it's doing something? I don't really know, but like I said, you guys will be able to see, and I'll be able to see when we see how it works for the pore refining claim. So with that, let's go ahead and get into that footage. So this is just a video up close of my skin, or at least I'm going to be showing you guys up close of my skin. It is the 3rd of July. So July 3rd. Alright, so here is my month-long check-in after using the IT Cosmetics primer. It is the 5th. So I'm pretty sure I did my first check-in on the 3rd. And I tried to use this as much as I could the last month. I did not do my makeup every day, and I didn't use this every day, but for the most part, I would say I used it majority of the month at least 20 times within the last month, maybe a few more than that. But so this is about a month's use. Okay, so here's the up close. I'm going to be doing a before and after so you guys can see, and I have the label there of the time frame so you guys know the before and afters. I feel like I did not do a very good job at these close-ups. I thought I was doing great, but yeah, I don't think I did a very good job. I should have just taken photos, but I really just thought maybe the live video would be more helpful. Maybe doing both would have been smart, but either way, here it is. I really think the results, honestly do not really see a difference. I mean, maybe there's a slight difference, but really I don't see much. And I did do a screenshot of each of the before and afters, and I'll show you guys here in just a second, so you guys can at least kind of get a still frame shot of the before and after. And really just looking at these, I'm not really seeing much of a difference, if any at all. So I kind of feel like I don't know about that pore refining claim. Maybe it needs longer use, but as of right now, that claim, at least for me, is kind of a no-go. Alright, next up, something new I tried last month is the new Urban Decay Perversion mascara that is waterproof. So I really love the Perversion mascara, the regular one. I feel like the wand is just like a basic wand, but yet the formula of that mascara really just does something for my lashes. I always really enjoy that mascara. I think it's a great mascara, so I was really excited to try out the new waterproof mascara. Now, disclaimer here is that I don't necessarily prefer waterproof formulas, but I was still excited to try a new mascara. Now, I will say that typically I don't like waterproof mascaras just because they tend to get that very plasticky, like make your lashes crunchy and hard feeling to them, and that's the main reason I don't prefer waterproof mascaras. But this formula actually does not do that, so that is a nice thing about this. That's a perk of this mascara. But the downside is that it doesn't quite do the same thing that the regular Perversion mascara does. Like, I feel like it just doesn't do much for my lashes at all. I feel like it leaves them kind of stubby. It gives them a little bit of volume, but not much, and it doesn't give any kind of length at all. You guys can see this mascara in action in my like testing new makeup video where I used the Glam Light Burger palette. I'll link that video as well. If you haven't seen it, definitely check it out so you can see it in action. But I had to pull in another mascara to really get my lashes looking like something was there. So unfortunately, this mascara is a fail for me. Let me take it out of the box. I don't know why I put it back in the box. I just do that sometimes. It's a beautiful packaging. It has this like water droplet beveled thing to it, which is really cute. But yeah, unfortunately this one's a fail for me. Now my daughter has tried this and she actually said she likes this mascara, so it's funny that it seems like the mascaras that don't work for me or that I don't like, she seems to really like. So, you know, everybody's different, everybody's preferences are different. What works for some, you know, doesn't always work for others, and vice versa. So, you know, that's just my opinion, that's my experience with it, and my daughter's is very different. So, you know, it might be something worth trying. I don't know if you like waterproof mascaras, but I will just say it's not the same as the regular Perversion mascara, which I feel like gives me great length and volume, and this one does not. It's so sad. It's very unfortunate. But yeah, for me, this one was a dud and not a recommend. But the good thing is, because my daughter does like it, she will get a pretty much brand new mascara. Next up is a palette that I purchased from Menagerie Cosmetics. I decided to pick up the Feral palette. Really, Betty Jean was like the final straw for me for picking this up. I know she's used Menagerie Cosmetics quite a bit in a lot of her makeup looks and things like that, but so has Annette, as well as Katie and Marie has used this palette. And it's always been something that I thought was really, really pretty, but not something that I ever really thought or felt like I really wanted. But I don't know, after looking at it and I just kept seeing it, I was like, that palette is actually so beautiful, and I decided to purchase it. So here's what it looks like. It's nothing new. It's kind of like an old news palette, but I don't know, I just really wanted it. The colors just seem so pretty. They're kind of unique. The mix of these colors, in my opinion, doesn't quite make a lot of sense, but I still like it. I think it's beautiful. Now, I have not used this on camera yet. I hope to do so in the future, but I have created a few different looks with it off camera. One that I did post on my Instagram, I'll link that, or actually I'll just put a picture of it right here, and I'll link it in the description box if you want to like see it, you know, better, where you can like zoom in. Really pretty. But aside from that, I've created a couple other looks with it, and this palette is stunning. The quality is amazing. These mattes are so creamy and so pigmented and just beautiful and easy to work with. The metallic shades are absolutely like insane. So I'll swatch all three. Oh my gosh. Okay, seriously, they are stunning. Gosh, that one, oh. And then the green, oh my gosh, it's absolutely beautiful. So I just am like, I can't believe I've held off on this palette for so long. The only one that I will say that's a little bit difficult to work with is this metallic shade right here, Wolfling. I had a little bit of trouble working with that one, but as far as the these other two metallic shades, they go on insanely amazing. Like, I don't even have to spray them. They're almost like this wet formula that just goes on the lid without any help at all. With a brush, I don't even have to use my finger. It's amazing. But this one, I had a little bit of trouble with, so that's the only thing. But as far as the other mattes in this that I've tried so far, they're great. They're beautiful. So I loved this actually so much that I ended up purchasing also this smaller palette, which I haven't tried yet, but I figured I'd just show you guys. This is the Courtship palette from Menagerie Cosmetics. So kind of similar, I think, a little bit warmer tones, but oh, looks so pretty. So I'm really excited to use this. But as far as this one, I totally would recommend. Menagerie Cosmetics is an indie brand, and I had found out, I didn't know this before, that was also another thing when I found this out, it was like, oh, I really want to purchase. But Menagerie Cosmetics is the brand that used to be Makeup Monsters, which was a brand that I really liked a long time ago. And I do recall something about them saying they were going to rebrand to completely something different. And after that, I kind of like lost track of them, and I don't really know why. And I didn't even know that Menagerie, like, that's who they had become. So when I was hearing of Menagerie Cosmetics, I just thought it was this new, different indie brand. Well, not new, but you know what I mean, indie brand. So when I found it was Makeup Monsters, I was like, that is so cool. So that was also another reason where I like really wanted to purchase from them and try them out, because it is a really amazing brand. So I'm really glad that I got my hands on this. If you guys want to see any looks with this, let me know, because I definitely want to create some videos with this in the future. And I'm kind of thinking I might do like a multi-palette bingo with these two. That way I could use both of them and you guys can see both of them in action on my channel. So definitely let me know if that's something you're interested in. Okay, and then I do have another palette here I want to talk about. This, I don't even know if I should really include this in this video, because I've only used this palette once. And so usually with these videos, I like to include products that I've used more than just the one time. But I did want to mention it because I did a poll on my community tab here, as well as on Instagram, about which palette you guys were most interested in seeing me use for my testing new makeup video. It ended up being the Burger palette, which is, that's why I did that video. But second place was this palette, and it's the Darkroom palette by Stilazzi. It's the Jordan Liberty collab that they did. It's absolutely beautiful. I've only used this palette once. I did post a picture on Instagram. I'll put it on the screen again here, and I'll link the Instagram post down below so you guys can see it up close. The look I created is absolutely stunning. I really love the way that look turned out, and I really want to play with this more, but I've only had the chance to play with it the one time. But I think it's really beautiful, and I really wanted to mention it. And then if you guys are interested in seeing me use this palette, let me know which shade specifically you guys would like to see me use, because I chose for my very first look to use the blue shades because it's, you know, I want to do something different, not always go towards the warm tones because that's what I always do. So I wanted to go out of my comfort zone and created a really beautiful blue look. But now, since I've already done that, I kind of want to do something with the warmer tones, but I want to ask you guys' opinion, which tones, which shades do you guys want to see me use? I could be sure to do that when I do film a video with it. All right, the next few items are from one brand. I should be able to kind of speed through this. So I got a lot of new products from Pure Cosmetics because, as I mentioned in a previous video, I did do a stories takeover for them. And so they did send me a few other things so that I can kind of create a full face look for their stories. So I did receive their translucent loose setting powder to try out. And I love this. I think it's absolutely a beautiful setting powder. I'm kind of picky about my loose setting powders. This one is beautiful. It's not heavy at all. It's very, very finely milled. It's just beautiful. And the best part about it is that it smells like vanilla, which some of you guys may already know is my favorite scent. I just love it so much. So it has this interesting design. That's the only thing I don't really love about it. I think it's kind of cool, but I don't love it. It could be cool if you were going to use this actually, but anyway, so it has this kind of like twist off top, and it's like a little dip design with a sifter and the powders, and this is actually like a spongy thing that you can, you know, use to apply your powders if you wanted to, but I haven't really used it that way because I just am more specific with the placement of my powder, so I haven't used that, but I think that could be a neat feature, but I don't love it. But yeah, I do really like this powder quite a bit. Okay, and then I also got their fully charged mascara to try out, and I really like this mascara too. So that's actually the mascara I'm wearing today. Obviously I'm wearing falsies, but you can see it on my bottom lashes. I'll actually maybe insert a photo of the look I did for the stories takeover. I was going to use false lashes for that story, and I'm actually wearing the Pure Cosmetics bombshell lashes today because they're my favorite, and I was going to use their falsies for my look, but after using this I was like, I love the way my lashes look on their own with this mascara, so I just skipped falsies. So I really do like this mascara a lot. It is a little bit more of a drier formula for a mascara, but not so dry that it seems like it flakes or crumbles or anything like that, and then doesn't like do anything for your lashes. It actually, at least for my lashes, it looks really, really wonderful. So I was really impressed with this mascara. Let me show you the wand. So just kind of like a little bit of your basic, kind of has a slight hourglass shape, but not exactly, just kind of a thicker wand, and I really like it. Oh, and that reminds me, actually, did I even show you the wand of the Perversion mascara? I didn't, I don't think, but it looks just like the regular Perversion mascara wand. It's just a very basic, standard, nothing special wand, which is just like the regular Perversion one, so I don't know. Okay, and then I also got their Miracle Mist. As you can see, I've put a pretty good dent in this. This is really nice. It has a nice, like, refreshing scent to it. It's kind of like, yeah, it's kind of like citrusy or maybe like grapefruity scent. Maybe I'm like, my nose is deceiving me, but I feel like it has a little bit of a citrusy scent to it. So it's very like refreshing and like awakening, so I really like it. You can use it as like a primer or like to hydrate your skin, and you can also use it as a setting spray. So I've used it as both. I really, really like it. And then lastly, of the new things that I've tried from Pure Cosmetics is their Festival palette. So that's a palette I used to create the look for their stories. I wasn't sure how I was going to like it or how well this would perform, because my experience of Pure Cosmetics shadows have been a little bit hit and miss, or hit or miss, whatever that phrase is. Is it hit or miss or hit and miss? I don't know. You guys let me know. Their, what was it? Oh, Soiree Diaries palette. I loved that palette. I thought it performed beautiful. The mattes were very creamy and blendable, and the shimmers were just stunning. But then there was that random weird palette that looked pretty. It looked like it had potential, but it was the collab with BoxyCharm. It was the Pure x BoxyCharm palette. And that one I had high hopes for, but it was not good. It was not good. So I was a little bit nervous to see how this one would perform. But this one actually really reminded me a lot of the Soiree Diaries formula, except for this one smells like vanilla. I'm obsessed. So the colors are a little bit more basic, except for your little pop of pink and purple here, but it's really, really beautiful. This also does have two pressed glitters in it, and I was really actually curious to see what I would think of these pressed glitters, because you guys know that the NBA Cosmetics pressed glitters the Chromalites formula of their pressed glitters are my favorite glitters. And these ones actually are pretty good. Now I would say I don't like them as much as the NBA Cosmetics one, for the reason that they don't remove as well. Like there's something in this formula, the binder of it, that makes it stick to your lids, that is just like almost too intense. I don't know how to explain it because I don't want to make it sound terrible. There's a good and a bad side to it. The good side to it, and let me just go and swatch it, is that it makes these feel very, very creamy, and as you can see, they look really shiny and beautiful. Let me see, where do I want to swatch these? I'll just do it here. And it makes them apply really, really well, even with a brush. And so that's nice, but as you can see, there's still some sticking to my finger, whereas usually with the NBA Cosmetics Chromalites glitters, once I do a swipe off of the glitter's off my finger, so it doesn't stay stuck to my finger. But so with that, as you can guess, it's the same thing with your eyes. So when I go to remove this at night, it like doesn't want to budge. Like it removes, but it stays stuck to the skin, and it's a lot more difficult to remove and kind of a pain in the butt. I mean, that could be a good thing. Like I said, it's a good and a bad thing. It's good because it stays on your lid, it stays put, I didn't have any fallout or anything, I didn't have any issues with applying it, it was beautiful, it wore beautifully, lasted all day, but when I wanted to remove it at night, it was just very difficult. And the typical way that I remove glitter, any kind of glitter, pressed glitter or whatever, is use micellar water, or you can use a makeup remover, you know, liquid makeup remover, whatever you prefer. Put it on a cotton round, hold it on your eye for like 30 seconds, and then gently wipe away, because you don't want to be rubbing your eye area, and especially with glitter. So, and you just gently swipe away, and usually that takes away most, if not all, of the glitter in one swipe. It's very easy and convenient. But with this, it's like it would kind of take the glitter, but it also just more so move the glitter around my skin, and so I really did have to be a lot more aggressive than I would prefer to be around my eye area. So that's the one downside of these. I do think they're beautiful, and it could be like, you know, a lot of people say that you shouldn't probably use these around your eyes. I don't know, it's like kind of one of the do at your own discretion kind of things. You guys know I love glitter, and I always use glitter. I always put it on my eyes. And I don't know what this one says. This one doesn't say, but I know like a lot of the new Pure palettes, or not Pure, sorry, the ColourPop palettes that have the pressed glitter, those have the disclaimer of like not to use around your eyes and whatnot. Maybe it's because the glitter is bigger. I'm not quite sure what the deal is with these ones, if they're eye safe or not. I roll my eyes because technically by the FDA standards, no glitter is like eye safe or cosmetic safe or whatever, but they allow cosmetic companies to use it. It's really just used at your own discretion. If it were too dangerous, I'm sure they would step in and say you cannot use it, but you kind of have to have that disclaimer, and people use it at their own discretion. Anyway, sorry, I feel like I have to throw all that information in there because I do work with NBA Cosmetics and beauty companies and things like that, so I have a little bit more knowledge, and I know it can be really scary, especially when you see like an FDA warning and stuff like that. It's kind of just what they have to do, but you can use it at your own discretion. Anyway, so I do put these on my eyes. I think it's beautiful, but they are a little bit harder to use, so for that I don't like them as much, but they are beautiful, and overall I do really like this palette. I think it's really beautiful, basic but beautiful, and very, very pigmented. So anyways, that's it for my Pure stuff, and I believe I only have 2 more items to talk about. The last 2 things I have to talk about today are from Derma E. So I have their Tinted Moisturizing BB Cream with SPF 30, and then I have their Ultra Sheer Mineral Body Sunscreen Mist. So I'm going to talk about this first because this one is a little Lucy, no. She's climbing up on my table. Oh my gosh, she's so cute. Anyways, because this one is a little bit of a dud for me, unfortunately. Now, I did put this back in my makeup basket for this month, so I can continue to give it a little bit more of a shot, but I really think that in the end it's still going to be the same. I'm not going to quite like it, but this has been a little bit weird for me. So let me just tell you, I did already mention this in my makeup basket video, but I'm pretty sure I'm going to put this video up first before my makeup basket. So anyways, you might hear it twice. You could just, I don't know. Anyways, this is very interesting. So my experience with it has been different pretty much every time I've used it. The very first time I used it with a makeup sponge because I did receive this in PR and I was sent it with a makeup sponge. So I thought, okay, I'll use it with the makeup sponge. The first time I used it, it went on very nicely. It applied very nicely with the makeup sponge and I didn't have any issues with it. The second time I used it, or the second and third time I used it, I'm pretty sure, I applied it with my hands and it pilled up on me. Like I was putting it on and it was like as I was trying to like blend and rub it into my skin, it was like balling up, peeling up on my skin, and was really weird. I'm like, oh, this is gross. So I cannot remember for certain if it was because I had other products down, like a moisturizer or something before that. I cannot quite remember for sure, but my guess is maybe that's it, because then I used it for a fourth time just to give it another shot, just to see what I think. Like, is this really a thing? I used it with my finger. I should have tried it with a makeup sponge, and that's why I put it back in my makeup basket so I can try it again maybe with a makeup sponge. Anyways, so I used it again. I was too lazy to get a makeup sponge. I'm like, I'm just gonna try it out again with my fingers. I had no other products on my face, not even moisturizer, anything like that, and it went on pretty well. Like, it wasn't like amazing, but it went on well. I didn't have any issues with it peeling up. It blended into my skin pretty nicely, and I was like, okay. So then that really confused me. So I was like, I don't get it. But also I did want to mention, because I was sent 5 shades, which I believe this only comes in 5 shades, it doesn't really give a lot of like pigment or color. It's not like a foundation or anything, so I think it's fine that it's really only in 5 shades, because it's more of like something you'd wear almost like a sunscreen, or like, you know, just like a primer, sunscreen primer kind of thing. Anyways, so they sent me 5 shades, and I gave the 2 lightest shades, I think it's like fair and then light, to my daughter to try. And she had asked me, she's like, have you tried that BB cream SPF thing that you gave me yet? And I was like, no, I haven't tried it. This was like originally in the beginning. And she's like, oh, I tried it and I didn't like it. And I was like, well, what do you mean? What didn't you like about it? She's like, it like balled up on me. So it was pilling up on her as well, and she had used a makeup sponge. So that's why it left me thinking like, okay, well, when I used it with a makeup sponge, it was fine. She used it with makeup sponge, it peeled up on her. So I really don't know what the deal is. I'm very confused by this product. As of right now, this is something I probably would not recommend, because it's just too confusing. It seems very finicky. I'm not sure if it just doesn't perform well with other products or what the deal is. But yeah, so I am going to keep giving it a shot, see what the deal is. Most likely this will not be a recommend, but you never know. So anyways, let me just open it up and show you. This is a shade medium. Oh, where do I want to put this? I guess I'll just put it right here. You just squeeze it out. It has a little bit of a moussey texture. As you can see, it has a little bit of color to it, but the color, like once you like blend it into your skin, it kind of goes away. It's not anything that's supposed to give you any kind of coverage or anything like that. The little dot, like a little bit, goes a long way. When I put it like on my hand, it blends in nicely, and this is how I experienced it the very last time I put it on, so that's why I was like confused. And I feel like it gives like a nice soft focus when you put it onto your skin. So I mean, I feel like it could have the ability to be like good, but also it's just kind of finicky. So I don't know. And even right now, putting right here, I can feel how it would be a little bit thick. So I don't know. I'm very confused by it. I don't really like it. I'm making myself use it just to give it a little bit more of a shot, but I think it's going to be something that's, I'm like, I do not recommend. I don't like this. I probably won't continue using it much, but I want to continue to give it a fair shot, since I only really used it the 4 times, and I'm just very confused by it. Alright, and then to end things on a more positive note, the Ultra Sheer Mineral Body Sunscreen, I did actually really like. Now this is an interesting product, because it looks like it's an aerosol spray, but it's not aerosol, and it does have an easy spray, but it is something you're going to have to rub in. And the other thing is that it does leave a lot more of a white cast than like your traditional, like this is a mineral sunscreen. What's the other one? Chemical? Oh, chemical, I'm pretty sure. Like chemical sunscreens are the ones that most people usually use, that are in the aerosol sprays. They're pretty easy and things like that. So I think in comparison to this one definitely leaves a little bit more of a white cast. It's not like crazy noticeable where it looks like, you know, do you remember back in the day when you think of sunscreen and like lifeguards and it's like the white triangle on their nose? It's not like that bad, but I did definitely notice that I looked quite a bit whiter and pastier when I used this, but I did really like it. It's sprays out. Let me, oh, so it sprays out like that. It is a little bit white, but it blends in very, very quickly, very easily. Doesn't feel too like greasy or weird, and it just like absorbs into the skin very, very nicely. And so I did really enjoy it. It's very easy to, like I said, work into the skin, and is very effective. So I have been really enjoying it. If you were someone who maybe doesn't like chemical sunscreens and you're into a more like natural option, I would definitely recommend this. But anyways, that wraps it up for this rewind video. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video and hearing my thoughts on all the products that I tried the previous month. If you've tried any of these products and have a different opinion from mine or a same opinion from mine or something completely different that you would like to share, I definitely encourage you guys to leave a comment sharing your experience and your tips or tricks to use with these products, because I always find it very helpful, and I'm sure anyone else coming here to watch this video and learn about these products would find it really helpful to hear from you as well. So it's not just me, because we're all very, very different. So I would love to have you guys share your thoughts on anything, or if you have any questions about any of these products, anything that maybe I did not cover or forgot and just didn't think to mention, please don't hesitate to ask. I would love to chat with you and answer any of your questions. But yeah, with all that being said, I just want to thank you so much for watching, and until next time, much love and hugs to you. Bye, beauty babes. Mwah!